Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice and I don't know what happened, but I went to the library to return 2 books and I walked out with 5 more. So welcome to another library book haul. And really guys, like I already checked out 8 books and now I've added 5 more. Luckily, I've already finished 4 of the books from my previous haul videos. So we will see if these extra 5 get read. I hope so, but we shall see. The first book that I picked up is titled Finlay, Donovan is Killing It. And this is a cozy mystery by Elle Cosimano. And this is going to be a new series for me. And I saw the newest book in the series. So I think this book has, I think the series has 6 books so far, and the newest one will make 7. And I said, well, you can't get the newest one without starting at the beginning, because you guys know I don't like to start a series in the middle. I like to start from the beginning. So I said, let me see if the first book is here. And luckily, it was at the library. The jacket says, it's murder being a hit mom. Finlay Donovan is killing it, except she's really not. A stressed out single mom of 2 and a struggling novelist, Finlay finds her life in chaos. The new book she promised her literary agent isn't written. Her ex-husband fired the nanny without telling her. And this morning she had to send her 4-year-old to school with hair duct taped to her head after an incident with scissors. When Finlay is overheard discussing the plot of her new suspense novel with her agent over lunch, she's mistaken for a contract killer and inadvertently accepts an offer to dispose of a problem husband in order to make ends meet. Finlay soon discovers that crime in real life is a lot more difficult than its fictional counterpart, as she becomes tangled in a murder investigation. Fast-paced, deliciously witty, and wholeheartedly authentic in depicting the frustrations and triumphs of motherhood in all its messiness, hilarity, and heartfelt moments, Finlay Donovan is Killing It is the first in a brilliant new series from award-winning author Elle Cosimano. So that is my first book. And the second book is the second book in this Finlay Donovan series. And this one is titled Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead. So I couldn't get the first one and not the second one, just because I'd like to see if I'm really going to like a series. So I need at least 2 books to figure that out. This jacket says, Finlay might sometimes want to kill her ex, but she doesn't actually want him dead. Finlay Donovan is once again struggling to finish her next novel and keep her head above water as a single mother of 2. On the bright side, she has her live-in nanny and confidant, Vero, to rely on. And the only dead body she's dealt with lately is that of her daughter's pet goldfish. On the not-so-bright side, someone out there wants her ex-husband, Stephen, permanently out of the picture. Whatever else Stephen may be, he's a good father, but saving him will send her down a rabbit hole of soccer moms disguised as hit women and will involve her a little bit more with the Russian mob than she'd like. Meanwhile, Vero's keeping secrets and Detective Nick Anthony seems determined to get back into her life. He may be a hot cop, but Finlay's first priority is preventing her family from sleeping with the fishes, and if that means bending a few laws, then so be it. With her next book's deadline looming and an ex-husband to keep alive, Finlay is quickly coming to the end of her rope. She can only hope there isn't a noose at the end of it. So the series sounds like it's going to be good. I read a couple pages of the first book at the library, and it was funny. So it seems like it'll be something that I'm going to actually laugh at. So that will be good. The next book that I picked up is Happy Land by Dolen Perkins-Valdez, and this is a historical fiction. And I like this one because of the cover. Like, I like the crown of flowers. I like the colors of the book, like the pink and blues in the background. And I just like how this woman is like front and center on the cover. And I have seen some other booktubers review this book, and I don't know why I did not make the connection. Like, it just didn't seem like something I would want to read, like when they were talking about it. But then I actually saw the book and I was drawn to the cover, like I said. And then I read the jacket and I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like something I totally would like to read. So we will see if I like it. Now, this says Nikki hasn't seen her grandmother in years due to a mysterious estrangement inherited from her mother. So, when the elder calls out of the blue with an urgent request for Nikki to visit her in the hills of western North Carolina, Nikki hesitates for only a moment. After years of silence in her family, she's determined to learn the truth while she still can. But instead of giving answers about the recent past, Mother Rita tells Nikki an incredible story of a kingdom on this very mountain and of her great 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 grandmother, Luella, who would become its queen. It sounds like the makings of a fairy tale, royalty among a community of freed people. But the more Nikki learns about the kingdom of the Happy Land and the lives of those who dwelled in the ruins she discovers in the woods, the more she realizes how much of her identity and her family's secrets are wrapped up in these hills. Because this land is their legacy, and it will be up to her to protect it before it, like so much else, is stolen away. Inspired by true events, Happy Land is a transporting, multi-generational novel about the stories that shape us and the dazzling courage it takes to dream. So since this is a new release, I'm going to start with this one. Hopefully I will finish the books I already have and I will be able to get to this. But like I said, this cover is like totally calling my name, and I kind of want to start it now, but I am going to finish what I already have first. The next book that I picked up is called The Ensemble, and this is by Aja Gabel. And this looks like it is a contemporary fiction. And this jacket says, they would never have been friends if they hadn't needed one another. They would never have found one another except for the art that drew them together. They would never have become family without their love for the music, for one another. Britt is the second violinist, a beautiful and quiet orphan. On the viola is Henry, a prodigy who's always had it easy. The cellist is Daniel, the oldest, an angry skeptic who sleeps around. And on first violin is Jana, their flinty, resilient leader. Together they are the Van Ness Quartet. After the group's youthful, rocky start, they experience devastating failure and wild success, heartbreak and marriage, triumph and loss, betrayal and enduring loyalty. They are always tied to each other by career, by the intensity of their art, by the secrets they carry, by choosing one another over and over again. Following these four unforgettable characters, Aja Gabel's debut novel gives a riveting look into the high-stakes, cutthroat world of musicians. and of lives made in concert. The story of Britt and Henry and Daniel and Jana, the ensemble, is a heart skipping portrait of ambition, friendship, and the tenderness of youth. So I thought this was interesting. Again, the cover drew me in. Very beautiful. The flowers, like right there in the middle. I loved it. But I thought this was going to be sort of like a book like about a band and like music and how they come together and just like their ups and downs, like, sort of like what's one of those things, like Unsung, like if you've ever watched one of those, and then it shows, like, it interviews like the people in the band and it gives like the background stories and everything. So I thought this would be like Unsung in a book. So I am very interested to see where this story goes. And the last book that I picked up is titled The Mothers by Britt Bennett. And I believe this is a contemporary fiction. Now, you guys, if you've watched my other videos, you know her other book, The Vanishing Half, really frustrated me, and I did not enjoy The Vanishing Half. And I still want justice for Desiree in The Vanishing Half. But I said, okay, let me give her a try. This story seems very interesting. Let's see what happens. Let me read you the jacket. An urgent and provocative debut from an exciting new voice. The Mothers is a book about community and ambition, love and friendship, and living up to expectation in contemporary Black America. It begins with a secret, then follows that secret through the lives of 3 different characters, from high school into adulthood, tracing its impact far beyond their Southern California youth. It's the last season of high school life for Nadia Turner, a rebellious, grief-stricken 17-year-old beauty. She'll be the first in her family to go to college, if she indeed leaves home as she intends in the fall. But meanwhile, mourning her mother's recent suicide, she's taking up with the local pastor's son. Luke Shepard is 21, handsome but lacking direction, a former football star whose injury has reduced him to waiting tables. They are young, it's not serious, they keep their relationship to themselves. But the secret that results from this romance and the subsequent cover-up will have an impact that goes far beyond their youth. As Nadia hides the truth from everyone, including Aubrey, her chaste best friend, the years move quickly. Soon, Nadia, Luke, and Aubrey are full-fledged adults, still shadowed by the choices they made in their youth and by the constant nagging question, what if they had chosen differently? The possibilities of the road not taken are a relentless haunt. With her stunning first novel, Britt Bennett demonstrates a moving understanding of the human landscape, the way that betrayals and losses accrue and swell and ultimately shape whole communities. With wisdom, empathy, and insight, the Mothers asks whether what if can be more powerful than experience itself. Whether as time passes we must always live in servitude to the decisions of our younger selves and to the communities that have parented us. So again, sounds very interesting. And I did read a few pages, almost a chapter, while I was at the library. And it sounds good. I am crossing my fingers because that Vanishing Half, boy, she did a number on me. Like, that book made me so sad. Like, I immediately had to read like something cozy to get me out of that story. So hopefully this will be better. So those are all the books in this library haul. Let me know if any of these seem interesting to you in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what did you think of them. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.